Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on the link or however you got to my video. Thank you for watching. So from now on, I'm just going to try to make my videos a little bit shorter. Don't know if that's possible. We're going to see how long this video is, but I'm going to just try to make my videos a tiny bit shorter just to get to the point. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about overnight successes. Obviously you guys have heard of this so many times. Everyone knows there's no such thing as an overnight success. This is very cliche. You guys have probably heard this so many times, but you know, when you see that singer or actress or actor or musician or whoever it is that all of a sudden you know about them and we're like, oh my god, that person was just an overnight success. They had, they just landed this movie and now they're huge. But it's like, no, that's just the first time that we've heard about that person, right? So I know you guys already know that, very cliche. Everyone knows there's no such thing as an overnight success because we have no idea how many auditions that person did, how much work that person did, how many years and years and years and years of trial and error that person went through just to get to that moment, and that moment where we recognize them. So okay, you guys already know that. So but I think that we only look at it on this really high level, people in that caliber, like celebrities and huge CEOs and everything like that. But we don't look at it at a level that's just basic, right here, our friends, our peers, acquaintances, people that we're seeing on Instagram. We're not really looking at it on that level. I think that we're missing the point, that we're still not seeing the work that is being put in behind the scenes. So I'm going to give you guys this one example. Okay, so the example again is super basic. Basically, I did a hot Pilates class for the first time about a year ago. When I went to go sign up for the class and I spoke to the instructor, they had asked me, have you ever done hot Pilates before? The answer is no, I've never done hot Pilates before. I've never been to the studio. So I go in, I do the class. For me in that one particular class, I was really able to keep up with it. I felt it was almost a little bit easy, and that's it, right? So they're probably thinking, okay, this girl's just naturally that good at doing this. She's never done hot Pilates before. Okay, gonna leave that example there for 1 second. I did a bar class. I don't know if you guys, know what bar is, but anyways, it's a workout class. I did a bar class for the first time with one of my friends who regularly does bar. And again, nope, I've never done bar before. And then I do the class and I'm very easily able to keep up. So again, it's like, oh, you're just naturally that good. Oh, just show up and here I am and I just killed the class. But what I failed to mention or what they don't know is all of the workouts and athleticism that was required leading up to that point. What they don't know is that I've been doing personal training, being personal trained for years before that. I'm doing really intense boot camps right now where I'm lifting extremely heavily, so then when I go to do these classes, it's easier for me. Or the fact that all throughout high school I was working out and doing track and field, and all throughout elementary school I was doing cross country and I was running and I was doing high jump and track and field and all of these things, and that I've always been an athletic person, not when it comes to sports, but when it comes to track and field, which actually is a sport. Anyways, the point is that that person, my friend, could look at me and be like, oh, she doesn't even have to try. She's just good at it. But they don't realize that technically I've been practicing since I was a child to get to this moment. So again, super basic example. That's something that we don't look into when we see people achieving just these tiny little things. Something that's more on this level would be, let's say, those people, okay, those people that start their business for the first time and they're like, how I made $300,000 in my first year of starting my business. And you're like, wow, that's okay. It doesn't really seem that attainable. But again, what the person fails to mention is all of the work that went into that. And what I think is that I don't think that it's purposely that they're not mentioning it. I think that people don't realize that they technically have been practicing and putting all the hard work in to get to that moment where they are now. So I quickly just wanted to shift gears here and just talk about the whole 10,000 hours part. So when I'm talking about the hours, I'm talking about their 10,000 hours. And you guys have probably heard this before. This is something that is basically a theory that if you put, in order to be an expert at something or anything, you have to put in at least 10,000 hours worth of practice. And I think that this is talked about a lot in the book, Outliers, or The Outliers. I actually haven't read it, but it's just that this is something my parents have drilled into my mind since I was young about putting in the 10,000 hours. Every time I go to practice something or do something, they're like, and I complain about, they're like, you're just putting in your hours, right? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the hours. And again, 10,000 hours may seem like a lot, but it doesn't mean that you sit there and you start marking down all the hours that you've practiced, like kicking a soccer ball. No, it's all the other things. It's all the mental preparation, it's the diet, it's the workouts, it's the cardio, it's the skill. There's so many aspects to it, right? So what I'm saying is that I don't think that people are intentionally hiding it. I think that they genuinely don't realize that they didn't just wake up one day and you know, they didn't just start a business and it just happened to be successful, because they're maybe not giving credit to everything that they did before that led them to that moment. And this happens all the time, even on just this like basic level, where I'll see someone who has never had an acting agent before. They're like, yeah, I want to do acting. They get an agent, bam, they land a principal role. And then there's someone else sitting there that's like, I've joined my agent, like I had an agent 3 years ago and I never landed even like a small role yet. And what that person fails to mention, because they're like, yeah, I just got an agent and you know, I landed the role. But what that person maybe failed to mention is that maybe all throughout high school they were taking drama classes, or they were just for fun taking improv classes, or when they were a child they were putting on like plays and skits and whatever for their family, and they're naturally a very animated, outgoing person, so it was a lot easier for them. Or they memorized scripts for fun when they were young, right? Like there's just so many things. These are really random examples, but there's so many things that that person could have been doing that's all contributing to that success they have now, but not giving credibility to it because they're not even linking them together. Thus making other people feel like losers, because they're like, I've never landed a principal role, I've never landed a cover, I have made no money, you know, starting the first year of my business, whatever it is. And I can even say the same thing about myself. There are so many little things that I'm doing, like even the fact that I'm creating YouTube content, the fact that I'm writing content, the fact that I'm making IGTV videos, the fact that I've been taking public speaking classes, improv classes, sitting in front of the camera, practicing. And I eventually want to be a speaker. I want to do like a TED Talk and I want to be a speaker. And the thing is if I just said, yeah, this is the first TED Talk I did, let's say I just kill it. And I'm like, yeah, first TED Talk I did. Okay, but what I'm not mentioning is all the practice that I've had sitting in front of the camera, that I went to school for broadcast journalism and I had practice doing it then, that when I was young, I always created videos and I always like put this content together, and it was just like a passion of mine. So again, I'm not giving credibility to all those little things, because it's like, you just forget and you're like, oh yeah, I guess that was contributing to my 10,000 hours. I guess that is what made me so like good at what I'm doing now. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because, again, one, I feel like we are not applying that whole situation with overnight success to just the basic people that we know, one-on-one, every day, that type of thing. Also, so that we're not comparing ourselves to people around us, because we have no idea how much work that they have put in, and they may not even know how much work that they have put in. And the last reason why I'm bringing this up is to just encourage you guys to keep putting in your 10,000 hours. Keep doing those little tedious, annoying things that you don't want to do that are contributing slowly more and more and more to this greater picture. And don't feel like it's a waste of time, or that it's not going to lead up to anything, because it is, no matter what. Even if you're aiming at one specific goal, the little tasks that you're doing now every day to better yourself, or to like provide discipline for yourself, or whatever it is, they're going to take you to something great. Whether it's that exact goal you're aiming for or something similar, it could take you in a different path. But regardless, these are skills that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And I just want to encourage everyone to keep putting in those 10,000 hours and just keep going. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, thank you for liking it. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for sharing my videos, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.